Wilson wrote this book in the hopes that we could all update our vocabulary and some of the language that we use to be more advantageous to the world as scientists understand it. Experience is subjective, and our minds are woefully ill-equipped to describe reality as is. He calls the language that we use now Aristotelian because our use of is creates this either-or mentality that goes way beyond describing science, but trickles into all of our statements. He's following in the tradition of general semantics, which pioneered a derivative of English known as E-prime. E-prime is basically the English language without the use of is or to be. E-prime has indirectly been adopted by scientists in their papers. So if we could absorb some of the philosophical implications from quantum theory, we could potentially resolve a lot of issues. It's language that seems to create most of our disagreements, because people are so sure of themselves and they get trapped into either or thinking. Wilson goes even as far as blaming stupidity and insanity on the way language is used, getting so fixated on isness. Non-Aristotelian logic deals with existential operational probabilities. Aristotelian logic deals with certainties, and in the lack of certainties throughout most of life, Aristotelian logic subliminally programs us to invent fictitious certainties. It's a simple point we all understand. You can't drink the word water. We all know that. Yet our language is tailored to constantly make us associate the object with the thing itself. While I find most of the points in this book reasonable and profound based on my cursory understanding of quantum theory, I have to admit it is extremely difficult to get rid of is and to be. I think of political stances where one side seems to be helping and one side seems to be hurting the world at large. Now, what's interesting is Wilson also provides exercises at the end of the book, so if the reading of it was a little too complicated, you can apply some of the lessons learned to have a better feel for it. And then something I was always aware of but didn't really fully embrace until I read this book was how quantum theory is only another theory. It still has a lot of issues that need to be resolved. And if experiments can be pushed further and further, then eventually quantum theory could become as obsolete as Newtonian and Aristotelian physics. Still, because of it, our model of the world is better than it ever was before, and we're slowly grasping the idea that we can't understand everything. Which I think religion said a while ago, but nobody wanted to listen because they were killing each other. Learning to speak more scientifically has a myriad of advantages. I feel this book is absolutely worth the read, as is the study and practice of E-prime. It could literally rewire your mind into having a more beneficial way of perceiving things. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching.